The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers Monday. Bill and Liam's dramatic father-son moment. What happened? And Liam in denial over his declining health. Finn helps him shift perspective. But how? And what to expect from next episode of The Bold and the Beautiful? There are more. Could Aristotle Dumas be this bold and the beautiful character? I will explain everything. Before going to the main topic, I would like to say, like this video and please subscribe to the channel. Bill and Liam's dramatic father-son moment. What happened? According to spoilers for Monday, May 12's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, B&B, Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, and Bill Spencer, Don Diamond, will have an emotional father-son moment in which their feelings will be expressed. Bill responded to Liam's recent text message asking to meet at El Giardino by saying that he would love to come. After their most recent altercation, Bill abruptly left Liam, so it already sounds promising. Having had some time to calm down, Bill might be hoping to work out a compromise with Liam. Knowing Bill as well as we do, he could naturally wonder if Liam called this meeting to apologize. Bill may feel self-satisfied and question whether his prophecies that Liam will crawl back for his job are coming to pass. Liam may acknowledge, nevertheless, that he has recently been reassessing his objectives and that he decided to leave Spencer Publications. Bill is most likely going to wonder what's actually happening as Liam chokes, even though Liam has been fighting the need to confide in his loved ones by Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McCanns Wood, and John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlan. He might give in to Bill. Liam may come to the conclusion that he needs his father's help and tell him he's dying. It is possible that Liam will share with Bill the details of his fall, brain hemorrhage, emergency surgery, and the tests that showed he had an incurable tumor. Bill and Liam will discuss the past, present, and what remains of Liam's future on Monday's episode, which B&B fans can anticipate. Liam might reveal what he's up against, and Bill might start crying at the prospect of losing him since this conversation is going to get really intense. Should Liam provide updates on his dire medical situation, Bill can promise to make the most of all his resources and contacts. At least that's what Bill is likely to think. Liam's medical team may be unaware of some therapy options that are available. Steffi may soon be going home after finishing her own difficult chat with Hope Logan, Annika Noel. By the time Steffi gets back to the Cliff House, will Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, still be present? Stay tuned, because according to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Luna will soon cause more commotion in Steffi and Finn's marriage. The Bold and the Beautiful May 9 episode recap. Liam in denial over his declining health. Finn helps him shift perspective, but how? Liam acknowledged denying his deteriorating condition. In another scene, Hope and Steffi both sobbed because they were afraid of losing Liam. See the B&B report in its entirety here. The most recent episode of The Bold and the Beautiful was a whirlwind of emotions. Although Steffi and Hope were bitter rivals, they were drawn to one another by their mutual anguish and worry over losing Liam, the father of their girls. Liam's deadly illness was shockingly revealed, and Hope is still in shock. Among other things, she has been questioning Steffi about why they concealed the truth. She told the truth despite his insistence on keeping it a secret, Steffi disclosed. She was commended for being honest, but Hope reiterated that she felt something was off. The women expressed their shock at the news and continued to cry. Hope is frustrated that Liam's tumor cannot be cured by the medical staff. Liam told Finn in another place that he has been denying his deteriorating condition. He is unable to deal with his imminent death, but Finn's sage advice caused him to change his viewpoint. In addition, Liam acknowledged that he feels like he hasn't been carrying the burden alone and thanked Steffi and Finn for their support. At the end of the show, Liam went up to his dad, Bill. When they last met, the two got into a verbal argument. In the midst of his son's health crisis, could Bill finally be supportive and not be so harsh on him? In other parts of the episode, Luna is confined to her delusions. Unaware of all the difficulties Finn has been dealing with, Luna went into complaint mode and vented to Shyla. She informed her grandmother that she would have had her father-daughter time if it weren't for Steffi. She insisted on being a different person who wanted to spend time with Finn, her new father. Finn shrugged and said he's been busy, without providing specifics. In response to her criticism of his lack of response, will Finn change his mind about his daughter after learning about Liam's condition? Watch this space. Bold and the Beautiful must-watch moments, May 12. Bill and Liam face the past. But why? Things to watch on The Bold and the Beautiful on Monday, May 12. Finally confronting the past could potentially alter the future for Liam and Bill. The day is expected to be jam-packed with drama, and you won't want to miss a moment of it. You may watch on CBS or Paramount Plus. Scott Clifton, Liam is dying. He and Bill, Don Diamond, got into a heated quarrel before he passed out. By chance, Steffi, Jacqueline McKenzie-Wood, discovered him and assisted him in traveling to the hospital. Finn, played by Tanner Novlan, eventually discovered that Liam had an incurable brain tumor. Liam is, in essence, dying. He was told the news by Steffi and Finn, who wished to keep it a secret. Steffi, however, informed Hope, Annika Noel, of Liam's imminent death because she is Beth's, Jordan Ariza, mother, and Beth needs to spend time with her father. But no one else seemed to be aware of Liam's situation. Bill is still unaware of his son's illness and the final remarks that caused Liam to lose it. The Bold and the Beautiful recap. Steffi told Hope that Liam is dying. Luna forced a visit. Ridge reiterated his refusal to be with Brooke and his intention to stay with Taylor on this week's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. He should just come home to Taylor already, Brooke said, assuming he was conflicted or simply didn't want to harm her. To Deacon's surprise, Carter was at Brooke's house attempting to get back together with Hope. Carter was warned by Deacon not to get near his daughter and that he would be beaten up again if necessary. He thereafter made an effort to persuade Hope to try to reconcile with Liam. Hope requested that her father give her the freedom to choose her own partners. Brooke was also informed by Deacon that he believed Liam and Hope were a good fit. Liam didn't inform Hope that he was dying when he saw her. As an alternative, he expressed his gratitude to her. They experienced an emotional flashback to significant events in their shared past. Steffi made the independent decision to tell Hope herself after learning that Liam had yet to do so. The two ladies became close after Hope was shocked, discussing how to be moms during this difficult time and cooperating for Liam, Kelly, and Beth's sake. In the meantime, Liam requested Bill to accompany him to El Giardino. "I would gladly come right over," he responded. When Luna went to El Giardino, she also told her grandmother that she was missing her father, but was loving her new life. Although she believed Steffi was unfairly separating Finn and Hayes, she still desired a relationship with them. Shyla recognized the words since she had used them many times previously. Luna became agitated and made the decision to take action. She went to the Cliff home and, to Finn's surprise, entered. The entrance was open, according to Luna, who checked to make sure Steffi's car wasn't inside before going in, despite telling Luna she couldn't be there. Finn listened to her pleas for him to allow her into his life. "I love you, Dad. I miss you," Luna said to him. Finn was an excellent man, according to Luna, and he was not the kind of parent who would abandon his own child. Hope's conviction and Carter's plan for what? Highlights of The Bold and the Beautiful weekly summary from May 12-16's hint about the upcoming week strengthens Hope's resolve to face the challenges head-on with Liam. Additionally, Carter informs Brooke that he has no intention of abandoning Hope. Additionally, Luna surprises Finn and Steffi with a visit. Keep an eye out for all the action in Los Angeles next week. Liam, Scott Clifton, was being pressured by Steffi, Jacqueline McKenzie-Wood, to tell Hope, Annika Noel, the truth about his health. She understood his burden and the price he paid to conceal the truth. Steffi argued Liam owed Hope honesty because she felt she had a right to know. Steffi was hesitant, still digesting the news. But he made it plain that remaining silent would ultimately cause greater harm to everyone. Liam and Steffi were still struggling to accept the harsh truth of his illness. His diagnosis weighed heavily on them as they attempted to confront what lay ahead. She was clearly worried, but Steffi was still quite sympathetic. At the same time, Liam battled feelings of helplessness and remorse. Hope was a burden he dreaded and wondered how much she could really take. What struck her was Deacon's, Seen Kanan, unexpected and audacious recommendation for Hope's next course of action. Evidently shaken, she wasn't sure if Deacon's counsel was misplaced, deceptive, or protective. In the meantime, Steffi and Hope discovered a surprising bond via Liam's circumstances. There was a rare moment of togetherness as they stood together, and for once the animosity between them subsided. They had different methods of loving Liam, but their united love created a tenuous, transient bond. Luna, Lisa Yamada, refused to back down and made it plain that she would stop at nothing to win Finn's, Tana Novlan, affection. Even though she was aware of the disadvantages, she swore to find a method to make their partnership a reality. The reality regarding Liam's health was ultimately revealed to Hope by Steffi across town. Hope was caught off guard by the news and was left in shock as she attempted to process it all. Steffi's delivery was straightforward, if a bit defensive, but there was no denying its impact. What to expect from Monday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful? The episode of The Bold and the Beautiful that aired on Friday, May 9, 2025, was centered around heartbreaking news, emotional conflicts, and strained familial relationships. Hope found it difficult to accept the news when Steffi told her that Liam had an incurable brain tumor and was terminally ill. The episode of The Bold and the Beautiful that aired on Friday, May 9, 2025, was centered around heartbreaking news, emotional conflicts, and strained familial relationships. Hope found it difficult to accept the news when Steffi told her that Liam had an incurable brain tumor and was terminally ill. They talked about how Liam used his silence to say farewell and how worried he was about how to tell Beth and Kelly the news. Liam confided in Finn about his deteriorating symptoms, which included impaired vision and dizziness, at the Cliff home. Luna, meanwhile, had vented to Shyla about being excluded from Finn's life and then unexpectedly arrived at his place. There will be a serious and poignant talk between Liam and Bill when the show returns on Monday, May 12, 2025. At last, Liam will disclose certain aspects of his illness, and Bill will start to realize the reality. This will be a momentous occasion for the father and son. In other news, Hope and Steffi will begin organizing their girls' preparations for the future. While coping with Liam's decline, Finn will continue to manage Luna's strain. Steffi may resist Shyla's attempts to reintroduce herself. Every home engaged will be affected, and families will have to make difficult decisions. Finally, on Monday, May 12, 2025, Liam will have a conversation with Bill concerning his health state. Bill will show up at El Giardino anticipating a laid-back lunch, but he will notice right once that something is wrong. Liam will begin to discuss his recent fall that resulted in surgery, as well as his dizziness and blurred eyesight. Liam will explain the brain mass that the doctors discovered following recuperation to Bill, who will press for answers. Even while he won't tell Bill everything, he will give him enough details to help him understand how severe and probably irrevocable the situation is. As this is going on, Hope and Steffi will keep talking about how to get Beth and Kelly ready for what's ahead. Hope will be concerned about how soon and how much to say, but Steffi will maintain that they are running out of time. They will start formulating a strategy to maintain the girls' stability while Liam's condition worsens. Instead of telling the youngsters everything at once, they can decide to introduce the facts gradually. In addition, Hope will be concerned about Liam's emotional condition and whether he is yet ready for the girls to know anything. At the Cliff House, Finn will try to manage his roles as both Liam's doctor and Luna's father. He will get another visit from Luna, Who will want to address this string? The episode of The Bold and the Beautiful that aired on Friday, May 9, 2025, was centered around heartbreaking news, emotional conflicts, and strained familial relationships. Hope found it difficult to accept the news when Steffi told her that Liam had an incurable brain tumor and was terminally ill. The episode of The Bold and the Beautiful that aired on Friday, May 9, 2025, was centered around heartbreaking news, emotional conflicts, and strained familial relationships. Hope found it difficult to accept the news when Steffi told her that Liam had an incurable brain tumor and was terminally ill. They talked about how Liam used his silence to say farewell and how worried he was about how to tell Beth and Kelly the news. Liam confided in Finn about his deteriorating symptoms, which included impaired vision and dizziness, at the Cliff home. Luna, meanwhile, had vented to Shyla about being excluded from Finn's life and then unexpectedly arrived at his place. There will be a serious and poignant talk between Liam and Bill when the show returns on Monday, May 12, 2025. At last, Liam will disclose certain aspects of his illness, and Bill will start to realize the reality. This will be a momentous occasion for the father and son relationship. Luna will press him for answers about why he keeps ignoring her and treating her like a stranger. Finn will make an effort to keep his attention on Liam on The Bold and the Beautiful, but Luna will not tolerate the talk. She will remind him that she didn't want to be fatherless and that he is now the one maintaining the wall. They will continue to have a heated conversation, and Finn will find it difficult to control his feelings. Shyla will be able to tell that Luna is growing irritated and might attempt to step in once more. It is probable that Shyla will get in touch with Finn or try to encourage him to develop a relationship with Luna. Steffi won't take it well if Shyla arrives up without permission. Shyla's actions could aggravate Steffi, who will already be tense due to everything involving Liam. Shyla and Steffi are likely to argue once more, particularly if Sheila crosses a line at home. Bill will depart the restaurant at the conclusion of The Bold and the Beautiful episode, having gained a fresh perspective on his son's situation. The other families will start getting ready for tough talks and a ton of decisions that nobody feels prepared to make. Could Aristotle Dumas be this bold and the beautiful character? It is still unknown who Aristotle Dumas, the businessman in The Young and the Restless, is. Supporters are still trying to identify the individual. According to a recent notion, he is a character from The Bold and the Beautiful. Because of the buzz that Aristotle Dumas has generated in Genoa City, every CEO is curious to learn more about him. The only information now available on Mr. Dumas is that he appears to have connections to some Genoa City citizens and is currently in Los Angeles. Regarding his identity, numerous speculations have surfaced. He may be former Y&R characters Tucker, Trevor Street John, or Kane, Daniel Goddard, according to some. Nonetheless, a recent fan theory claims that Dumas is a B&B character, and that the character is Bill, Don Diamond. Fans debated the idea that Dollar Bill could be Y&R's enigmatic businessman in a Reddit thread. I've been a longtime viewer of both soap operas, and I really enjoy the character crossovers between Ashley and Lauren. He isn't utilized much in LA, but he's in Y&R, and he and Victor are similar in age. So it makes sense and can explain the LA link, one user said. It'd be wonderful, given how little he's had to do on B&B. However, they must address the fact that he is a dead ringer for Brad Carlton, and another admirer retorted. Brad would be preferable, but I'll still take him there, especially if Liam leaves, said a second commenter. Despite the impossibility of Bill being Dumas, the B&B owner has engaged in dubious behavior in recent months. Could Bill moving his company to Genoa City lead to another crossover between Y&R and B&B? As the Aristotle Dumas mystery unfolds, fans will have to wait and watch. No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments, and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.